Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Camp Nowhere. And yeah, I've seen this movie on the list a lot, and I've been wanting to see it, basically because the main guy there in the middle, Christopher Lloyd, better known as Doc Brown in the Back to the Future movies, among many other films, but still mostly beloved for the Back to the Future. He is a former school teacher, drama teacher, who gets wrangled by the promise of lots of money from a bunch of junior high kids who really don't want to go to the camp that their parents are trying to send them to, and they hatch a plan to make a camp of their own where there are no rules, there are no counselors, there is nothing to keep them from having the summer of their lives uh, on their on their own means. So yeah, that's pretty much the concept of this thing. Basically, a kid named Mud who he it's nice enough parents, they want him to go to computer camp. Um, he has this sort of begrudging sort of deal with the bully. He pretends to get beaten up, uh, and while doing the bully's homework for him. The bully doesn't really hurt him, but he keeps up a reputation by making it seem like he's beating up the kid, while his buddies, his cohorts, stay outside and listen to him give Mud a swirly, those kind of things, as you do with your uh, bully relationship. Um, so that's Mud, and he teams up with a few other people. One girl, her parents want her to go to fat camp. She's not fat at all, but she's she's led to believe she's fat. So parents have their own selfish reasons for getting rid of their kids for the summer. Another girl is being forced to go to like Broadway camp, like acting camp, so she can be a big Broadway star. And another kid is the bully is going to be sent off to military camp by his parents because he's an unruly kind of kid, and that's going to scare some sense into him by shaving his head and learning discipline. Well, they all get in on this, and it turns out other kids find out about it. So there's a whole lot more kids than they planned when they find this empty campground run by rented to them by Burgess Meredith. By the way, this is going to be. I'm going to come back to this whole thing. This movie is chock full of so many actors you'll recognize in cameo roles, tiny roles, first acting roles. I'm going to come back to that in a bit. But yeah, so you basically, the main premise is these kids get to have 8 weeks on their own at a summer camp run by Christopher Lloyd, who's pretty much hands off, but he revels in the fact that whenever they get in trouble, he kind of plays their dad or something. One kid tries to buy beer at a local grocery store, and he happens, he's there at the time because he drives them into town, and kid gets caught and he has to play the role of dad and get him out of trouble, get his kid out of trouble. So those kind of moments that he misses as an acting teacher are just fun for him. He he's now just selling easy cheese in the mall. So it's at a kiosk. So it's a step up, basically getting paid to technically not watch kids for 2 months out of the summer. Of course, not all goes as planned. Parents' visitation happens, and yeah, they decide rather than trying to talk their way out of it, they make plans. They have to come up with a scheme that's even more audacious than making a camp on their own. They have to create 4 different camps in the span of a few hours to satisfy the the belief, what they've led their parents to believe over the past couple weeks. So it's kind of, they end up doing more work and having more responsibility than they would have had they gone to just a normal camp. So yeah, computer camp, a fat camp, a military camp, and a Broadway camp, all in one. But of course, when they're not, before they're ever doing that, they spend their time just hanging out in the pond, camping out, just basically having crazy outdoor fun until it rains, and then they all get kind of bored and they call on Christopher Lloyd again to fix things make things better for him for a few extra bucks. So yeah, and also, oh, by the way, since the parents all paid in cash, and the kids are basically holding the money, when they realize that they're pretty much bored in this rundown camp, they spend the money on big screen TVs, electric guitars and amps, and all sorts of crazy things that kids would buy, with that. They're stuck out in the wilderness, so it's hard to get 90210 or watch Beavis and Butthead, as all these references are made. By the way, this is a PG movie, and there's a little bit of profanity in it. They take the Lord's name in vain, and there's some saucy bits in this. I mean, considering they're junior high kids, one kid opens up a suitcase once he arrives, and it's just got full of playpen magazines. And they don't see anything, obviously, but the idea is that, yeah, that kid's just there to have fun on his own all summer. But yeah, there's boys and there's girls, and there's a little bit of romance that builds up here and there with some of them. Yeah, so I really like this movie. It's full of just fun, wacky situations, what you kind of imagine you would do if you were a junior high kid and you had summer to yourself just to do as you please, and stacks of money and all the junk food you want to eat, and no rules. I can't believe I was a little bit older than I wouldn't have gone to see this movie in theaters. I checked, and it didn't make a whole lot of money. It didn't do really good at the box office at all. I don't even think it played outside the U.S. at all. So yeah, it was it might be a cult favorite among people, but and I can see why. It's really fun, and and the acting for the kids is actually really good, especially the lead Mud and his buddies, and the girls all have realistic. Yes, it's a lot more wholesome than I think it would be in real life, because this is a Disney film. But yeah, there's still kids making out in the woods and stuff, but it's not gross. It's not like it's not explicit in any way. So I'm gonna go back to this. The other thing that makes this kind of a really cool movie, beyond seeing Christopher Lloyd in a lead that he just chooses scenery beautifully, beyond Doc Brown, he's kind of amazing. The crazy thing is that he's not the only Back to the Future alum in this. Tom Wilson plays against his Biff archetype. He plays a cop who is on the lookout for trouble, and he runs across Christopher Lloyd and these kids a few times, and he suspects something's wrong, but somehow they always get away with it, sort of. Peter Scolari plays Mud's dad, bosom buddies, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So it's the Peter Scolari. Peter Scolari is not Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or was he for the TV show? I think he was on the TV show version. Don't quote me on that. I can do a quick, yeah. Rick Moranis was the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids actor, but I think Scolari took it over for a TV series. Wow, I pulled that out of my brain, and I did not expect that. Allison Mack, a very teeny tiny tweeny Allison Mack, super long before Smallville, and even longer before she became a cult leader, a sex cult leader, who went to jail, is in this. She's literally looks like she's 9. I have no idea. These kids are a whole lot young. They all look the same age at this point when they're just kids. Because like it's supposed to be junior high kids, but she barely looks like she's 10. I have no idea. But yeah, she's in this. Jessica Alba's very first acting role, and I don't even think she had a line, at least that I saw. But she's in this. If when there's a group shot of all the actors together, all the characters, all the kids together, she's like off on the edge. She's not featured in any way. She's just another kid. This would be well before she became a big movie star, Miss Invisible Woman and Fantastic Four, among others. For the veteran actor lovers, the character actors, Emmett Walsh plays a collections officer who's hunting down Christopher Lloyd, and for payments he has not made on his car in 2 years, and he's the one who's likely to start picking away at the threads of the scam that everybody is running. So he's one to watch out for. Kate Mulgrew. Kate Mulgrew plays the one girl's mom who wants her to go to Broadway camp. Kate Mulgrew, you'll know as Captain Janeway from Voyager, and in a very uncredited parent role, another Star Trek alum, Jonathan Frakes, plays one of the other kids' dads. I can't remember which one. Arnold, I think. He's not one of the main character kids, but he plays his dad in one scene alongside Jeannie Francis as the mom of Arnold. Jeannie Francis, as some of you may know, played Laura in General Hospital. The infamous couple, Luke and Laura, or famous. I mean, their wedding was nearly as big as Princess Diana's wedding on TV. I remember. I'm sadly old enough to remember Luke and Laura's wedding as much as Prince Charles and Prince Diana's wedding. I should give you a hint of how old I am. But yeah, she, Jeannie Francis, who, by the way, plays the mom of her child is named Lucky. Luke and Laura's child is named Lucky on General Hospital. And Lucky is played by, what's his name? I gotta go scroll back here, sorry. Played by Jonathan Jackson, not Joshua Jackson, Jonathan Jackson, who is the main character, Mud, in this series. So, but he did that, like he started doing that a year before he was on, in this movie. So he started on General Hospital, then moved on to Camp Nowhere. And then she just sort of came on and joined him for a tiny little cameo. There are a number of other little cameos here and there of some people you might recognize. I'm trying to find some others. I said Burgess Meredith already. All I know is, it's chock full of connected actors and first appearances and early appearances. So yeah, this is kind of a little Easter egg hunt when it comes to people you might recognize from film and TV. So to me, that's always fun to go, oh my god, I can't believe that person is in this movie like 100 years before they became famous. But yeah, this is a fun movie. It's really funny, and it feels honest. It doesn't feel overly sentimental. The kids run a scam, and yes, it's audacious. It's not anywhere near reality. If you tried this in real life, you would not get away with it with this at this level. These kids are way too precision oriented when it comes to running a scam. These are junior high kids. Not to discount junior high kids, but seriously, they're gonna create 4 camps all in once and expect to get away with it. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, it's worth your time. If you have not seen this movie, I highly recommend this. This is definitely one of the most fun things I've watched on Disney Plus so far. And that's a lot. We were 140 some, 144, I think. This is 144th episode of Disney Plus. I could be wrong, off one or two. The days are all running together. But hey, Camp Nowhere is worth your time. So if you have not seen it, it came out in 1994. It is an hour and 36 minutes long, and it's funny, it's creative, and it's got a great cast. So check it out next time you get a chance. If you didn't already when I told you yesterday, let's check tomorrow's Disney Plus Everyday Challenge episode 427. Feels like we've had this before. I had a lot of 400s, I think. 420. No, we didn't. We didn't. But I don't know if this is in. You know what? We're going to have to check. You're going to have to sit with me. I'll probably fast forward to the stuff. But 427 is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So, here we go. Yeah, there are some pirate movies are on here. Some are not. All right, here we go. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's coming soon to Disney Plus. It's in the list, but it's not due until December 2nd, 2020. Sorry. So we're gonna have to pick something else. Let's try it. Let's grab another number. Sorry. It's only a 2 hour and 9 minute movie that we had to skip. 487. 487. Let's 480. Oh, we already had 487. That was show it to you right here. 487 was Shake It Up. All right, man, we're not lucky tonight. Let's try it again. 595. Pretty sure we have not had 595. Nope, we haven't, but it's a classic, a Disney animated classic. Here we go with The Fox and the Hound. Fox and the Hound, number 595. Hopefully that's not blurry to you, but there we go. Fox and the Hound. Let's revisit a Disney classic on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.